Hey everybody, one of Wiisdom here. It is 2:41 in the morning. My apologies if I sound bad. I was cleaning stuff from the 70s again at work today. and it was so bad, man. I would get rags and they didn't look dirty. And then I would move on to like a new toolbox or something, and that rag, if I got in the right light, you would just see like pillars of dirt just rise from the surface. It was pretty bad, and I realized right as I started talking that I sounded like this. So, needless to say, I've just been like sitting here in my chair for about 20 minutes, kind of debating what to do here, and not because of the screen. That's something I go through all the time off camera. But where we left off. And Spyro557 commented on the Robo video. If you didn't know Robo, we're basically done. We have completed virtually everything we can do. Of course, I still don't have standard Chompy Mage. I always want to say Jingle Bell Chompy Mage for some reason. You can go back and watch all the videos where I do that. But, I still don't have Chompy Mage, but we use Jingle Bell Chompy Mage to kind of showcase everything. We've got Chaos, but I can't upgrade him yet because we don't have his Soul Gem, because we haven't defeated Chaos. The reason we're holding off on that is because apparently once I defeat Chaos, there's going to be some enemies that are very, very easy to hit downstairs where I like to do the Skylanders research, and it triggers a battle on the map, which is really weird because there haven't been those enemies in a long time, and I'm not sure why that is, but nonetheless, we are back to the point where we're ready to continue on with Imaginator research. Imaginator, Creation Crystal Imaginators. This is something, again, I cannot stress this enough. When I went into Imaginators around this time last year, which it's still really weird not like running, like when I went and got Goomba and Koopa this weekend, they're very hard to find, those two. It was just weird not like, turning in a pre-order for the Dark Edition, or, running around and saying, hey, you're going to get this Skylander as an exclusive. Can you hang on to one for me, type of a deal. It's nice financially, to not have to be like expending that kind of cash, but it's weird, there's like no B-roll, there's no like news, no little snippets from Activision they're sending out to me. There's nothing, and it's very strange. When I played through Imaginators, my plan all along was to use the characters they created, our Doomlanders, our new Sensei Skylanders. In order to prolong this game, I decided that I was going to come in and we would do all of the Imaginators, i.e. my created Skylanders, after we wrapped up research on those characters. As things pan out, and the way I structured it, that happens to be now. So where a lot of people have been done with Skylanders from like November of last year, I'm still going. But whether that's good or not, I don't know. But we've basically, if you didn't know, you could take everything we've been doing here and you can basically create a strategy guide. And I'm kind of trying to fill that void for folks. But where we left off, we kind of were just playing around with the Imaginators. We've done an air and an earth brawler, and that was my first experience with him. Again, I've created Sir Skellington, who's amazing. He's still my favorite. Reset Me, who I just made because I wanted a banana quick shot. No one will let me reset him from the streams. And then we have done Harambe, which my nephew created. And that's the extent of it, past my generic brawlers, if you will. So what I've decided to do here, I like to go alphabetically by element, of course, and then I'm coming in and I'm looking at the 10 battle classes, right? Where's my spreadsheet? Here it is. And I was coming through here. I mean, a man only has so much money in the world, right? And can justify purchases, and I thought Creation Crystals should have been like $5.99 to begin with. Not $10, but hey, to each their own. You would sure sell a lot more, and I think it would more than negate the difference in price, but whatever. They also should have been able to reset completely. I think that was a huge turnoff for people. And from a parental standpoint, you just came in, and Superchargers, you bought vehicles, and you can still race with them, but there's nothing new. Trap Team, you bought traps, and it's like they were pretty much pointless past Trap Team. Which again, this is why when I went to E3 and I was looking at Trap Team, I was like, it would be a lot cooler if we had figures of the villains. And so I assume they already had that in the works. I don't know. But we basically had two gimmicks. And for the first time, it wasn't just like the characters were buffed or nerfed or whatever the next time. How many people actually use traps to boost, the supercharged race vehicles? I don't know. The portals this time around don't even have the trap slots. And then the vehicles, yeah, you can race, but it's literally the same thing as superchargers. And so that's kind of a buzzkill. And for a third year in a row, you've got something. And Imaginators, it's fantastic. I love trapping villains, but I didn't like buying the traps in that quantity and one per and whatnot. The creation crystals are amazing. Being able to create your own Skylander, that's fantastic. It's the top out of those three gimmicks, in my opinion, easily. The problem is, the kids come in and you get the crystals, or just people my age get the crystals, and you're like, sweet, let's make this. And you're like, okay, cool, I want to reset it and make a Fire Bowslinger now, and then I'm going to try Fire Knight. And you bought one crystal to do all those things, and then you're locked in as a Fire Sentinel, and you're like, no. Gonna change it. And of course you can reset with a 3DS. Not everyone has one. That's an additional expense if you don't. But the biggest thing, even though we don't have a console installment this year, I think the fear on the consumer side, the fear on the person expending the cash to do all of this, is if we don't have this exact same suite, this exact same setup or something better to create Imaginators, will they even be able to play in the game? If they can't play moving forward, this was a huge money sink that you can't enjoy moving forward. So in my opinion, and I do still hope that we get a Skylanders 7, if you will, which will be on PC and Switch and all kinds of wonderful things, but I feel like we have to have the same or better in terms of creating Imaginators, and it has to work with these crystals, and they need to just bite the bullet and make them be able to fully reset and make people happy. But that's where we're at now, and I've kind of covered this all before. I don't know that this is going to be a research video, but we're going to cover ground here. As I was sitting here thinking about it, what I determined the best thing to do, I really liked at the time, I didn't know, the stats and the attacks and everything were going to mirror across between air and earth brawlers. And so obviously going with my format, I had light and dark at the end. To me, there's the original 8, I'm old school, and then light and dark can be 9 and 10, and I don't care that they're not alphabetized. This is like if you were into Pokemon way back in the day, you're going to do things a little different than someone that just breaks into the series. But going alphabetically, air, earth, fire, life, fire, and life, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking fire and life. Okay, so what do I want to create? And I've got a little thing I pinned out here. And so in fire, just ones I would be interested in: Bazooker, Bowslinger, Brawler, Knight, Ninja, Quickshot. Fire's one of the longest list. Sentinel and Sorcerer. Out of those, Bazooker makes a lot of sense, but you go back and you're like, well, we've got Kaboom, and it's like, well, yeah, that's because it makes sense. Bowslinger, to me, is a huge deal. Flameslinger, I mean, he's the frickin' man in the stars when you select Bowslinger. I mean, my goodness. Brawler is interesting to me. Knight, I absolutely love that concept, but then again, we've got Igniter, who I also love. Ninja, I think, is kind of cool. Quickshot makes sense to a standpoint. Sentinel works well, and then I think Sorcerer would be really neat. Now, I only have 2, as best I know, fire creation crystals, and what I decided I wanted to do is make a Fire Bowslinger, and that way we stay relatively close to the top. Bazooker, Bowslinger, Brawler, that's the alphabetical merits of it. And then with life, going down the list of 10 potential battle classes, I was thinking Sorcerer and Sentinel seemed like they would be the most fitting, at least the way I look at the world. And then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't want to give away what I want to do, but I think I'm going to go ahead and make a Life Bowslinger. And this will allow me to breeze through Bowslinger, have it fully comprehensive and understood. We can also investigate Fire and Life at the same time. And ultimately, if you did not know, just like I have to keep Kingpin and Robo at level 1 to keep the attack damage numbers virgin, non-modified, not increased, just absolutely box stock. With the Imaginators, I can't come in like Sir Skellington I created with my favorite pieces available at the time. I could come in right now and make a pretty freaking swanky Fire Bowslinger. The problem is I would do that, we would be adding, gear and parts and all these sorts of things that are going to skew the box stock numbers. So that's why, like the air and the earth, I just kind of went with that default setup. That's not what I plan to keep. It kind of grows on you. It's sort of a cool look, actually. But I can make something way cooler than that. And that's what I want to do here, but I can't because we've got to keep it nerfed. We've got to keep it baselined. And so I kind of think, in part because it's 2:50 in the morning and I have to be at work here very early, I'm kind of thinking we're going to just create these two characters as sort of our segue back into it, and basically buying myself time to crank out a video that I'm proud of cranking out. So we've probably spent like 10 minutes or so. 11. Cool. Right on time. So, first thing first, I'm just going to click try again. It's on the portal. Okay, let's stand up and try it. Please work. Thank you.
Welcome.
This is the new save file, by the way.
Portal Master. Here you can create your very own Imaginator. First, choose a battle class.
Alright,
Each
so
class uses a unique type of weapon.
once again, if you did not know, if you didn't play SSA and Giants, this is Flameslinger. He's amazing. Direct relation to Stealth Elf. But I was a huge fan of his, and if that's not him, it's certainly someone that looks like him. So let's select Fire Bowslinger.
Imaginators are trained in the ancient art of archery, defeating foes over great distances. Are you ready to create a Bowslinger?
Once again, this was a very bad decision that they made, in my opinion. It's universally scorned by the community. You can reset with a 3DS, which I certainly can do, and probably will with some of these, but for now, this is what we're going to do.
A new Bowslinger is born. Now, bring your imagination to life.
Alright, so we could technically stick with this, and we probably should. Truth be told, that would make my life way freaking easier. You know what I mean? Because there's only so many things you can do.
Officer up, the king!
And then it would be super simple.
Powering up.
That's a terrible color in gold. It actually looks like Iron Man, kind of.
Ready to roll.
Oh, I love that. That's the money right there. You know, it's kind of lame, but for Skylanders research,
Yeah.
I think that's what we'll do, is just stick with that, right? So let's just come in here right now. I've got my handy-dandy spreadsheet opened up. And we are just going to log some basics here. Health, I don't know. Why health doesn't display? I've never understood that. Like, I get we can go into the game and get it, but shouldn't it be here? Because it's an attribute that not only baselines, but it also increases proportional to your level. You know? Case in point, this is level 1, as you see underneath Fire Bowslinger, okay? So we got 8, 6, 8, and 8. The health, let's say it's 300. If we get to level 2 and we're maybe 8, 6, 9, and 9, the health is going to increase to like 330 or something. And I don't know why we can't have that information readily available to us here. So I always have it at the top of the spreadsheet entries, and then I just kind of have to skip it and hope I remember to catch it, type of a thing. So attack is 8, armor is 6, speed is 8, and luck is 8. First thing first, I have made an Era Bowslinger, I think, for a test, and I've never released the video. Or maybe, no, I don't think I ever edited it, is what I did. I made like a Jayhawk. It's weird. But let's see here. Alright, going against a Brawler. Brawler was 350 health, just for reference, and then 10, 4, 7, and 6. So Brawlers have +2 attack, -2 armor, -1 speed, and -2 luck. So, hey, that's an interesting dynamic right there we've already come across. So, we got that going for us, but like right here on weapon. Well, luckily, since this is a new save file, there's really nothing going, but we're going to come in, and Fire Element Bowslinger standard equipment is going to be the heavy duty bow. And again, this is a virgin save file. Nothing's been done on it. I literally skipped the initial cutscene to get into the Cradle of Creation. And this is the only bow available to us, number 1 out of 30. So it is common, and it is +2 attack. So obviously other bows are going to give us better attributes, but this particular bow that you begin with on a completely virgin save file with only placing the crystal down, that's what you got. Because again, the fire crystal itself unlocks things, but you don't get them until after you've created the character, which again makes no sense to me. But we're just going to leave it at that. And then again, if you start coming in here and doing gear, I mean, even as weird as the Kitchen Crusader hat is, look, you're getting +3 luck, +3 armor. We don't want any of that. So again, can you change the color of the spark guy?
To quickly change the look of your Imaginator.
It's not really changing. Like Sparkman is, I was gonna say we could like pick a fiery color. Huh, well, okay, that's really simple then. So let's just back out of here. Powers, let's go ahead and
an elemental power, a secret technique, and a soul gem power.
Let's see, maybe we do. Alright, so weapon power. I'm just going to go ahead, like I said, this is kind of going to be a mundane video, but it's an introduction to bowslingers, basically. So weapon power, we have got long shots. Press X to fling arrows at your enemies, and multi-shot is going to be press X to fire a spread of 3 arrows. Multi-shot, no hyphen, interesting. Alright, so this weapon power is going to be applied to every single bowslinger. If I had air, life, magic, tech, undead, water, light, and dark, they all are going to have long shot and multi-shot. Alright, now where we get special is the elemental power. So we've got elemental power 1, which is the burning dash, which looks really freaking sweet. Press B to dash with a fire trail. That's flame slinger, and I loved that. I have missed it a lot. Elemental power 2 is meteor. This draws heavily from previous Skylanders, doesn't it? That's pretty cool. It goes kind of back to Eruptor, if you will. And look, it looks like Sparkman, and I was trying to make Sparkman look like that. Why can't we? I was thinking, hey, let's make him like a red-orange color, right? So these two you can just switch between, but you do have to pay for them. So like if I click this, it's 1,500. I've got all of that documented somewhere. We're not going to concern ourselves with that. This one has a prereq. We have to unlock at level 3, and then of course, naively, I believed when I first came in and played around with the Air Brawler that we could just switch through these at random, and then I did not realize that you had to purchase them, which is why I referenced that. So, Tri-Flames, once again, no hyphen. Interesting. And next up we have Explosion. Press B for a powerful explosion. Okay. Press B to summon spinning. These sound really cool, actually. So
secret techniques are powers only available to Imaginators of a particular battle class. Learn new powers from senseis that match their battle class.
Thank you, Eon, for explaining that to myself and everyone. So, knockback shot you get at level 2. We're going to press Y to fire an arrow that packs a punch. Target tag is up next. I'm typing that. Again, you just basically get to listen to me type this time. Press Y to paint targets. That sounds really, really freaking cool as well. Defeat the Bowslinger Doomlander, and we can unlock the slow shots. So, once again, as soon as I switch over to my main save file, we'll just have instant access to this. But I do want to go ahead and change this out from Brawler, because I copied and pasted to save a little bit of time for us. And then we'll back out of there. Press Y to fire a shot that you can fire at. Huh. Okay, lob shot. Ooh, I love the lob shots. So, you unlock with a Bowslinger Sensei. So basically what that means is if you come in here and you've got Wolfgang from your Dark Starter Pack, you've got Robo. Just here recently you picked the game up because you waited on Robo to buy the game, which basically means you got it at the time we should have the next console installment. But as soon as you throw Robo down with this creation crystal, you will have access to the lob shot. So Bowslinger Sensei, wonderful. And then we want to back out of there, and it's
Find the
coming
soul
here.
gem that matches your Imaginator's battle class to unlock this ultimate attack.
Thank you, Ian. Alright, so Dragon Temple is where we can find this one. It's Volley Storm. Press right trigger to fire a hail of exploding arrows. Wonderful. Hail is what ate up my summer, and hail is why I worked all weekend. We got a new roof on after the hailstorm, of course, eventually. And man, I tell you, we oh boy, we got the spray foam done this week. It's pretty awesome, but it was very, very strong. We had to air things out, and the crew came over the weekend, so that's why I was kind of having to do things. I didn't actually pin in lob shot, and that's why we came back. But I think all we need to do now is log our health. So let's back out of here. We are done, man. Well, I think we clicked play right. I think. Nice and quiet.
You can
just
make
like we
further changes to your Imaginator anytime you wish.
Okay, cool. So we've got Sparkhead Bowslinger here, and his health is 240. So what we need to take from that is the comparative to a brawler who's going to be close and personal melee style. All brawlers box stock begin at 350, so we've got a negative 110 with the Bowslinger, but this is scaled just like they would do with the standard Skylander they provided for us, because they're going to understand with Grave Clobber, you want to run in and you just want to sucker punch people, right? You just want to brawl it. With a Bowslinger, you're more finesse, more of a distance, more of a ranged fighter, and that's reflective in the health of the given character. So the 110 is a big deal. Otherwise, it's been pretty advantageous for the Bowslinger. Let's go ahead. We've got a couple of things we can do here. Oh, it's spammable. That's awesome.
Whoa, a Bowslinger! Gotta say, the new Portal Master has quite an imagination.
Oh, this is nice. And now we know what Spyro says at the beginning. So I love dash attacks. I love the speed of this. This is shaping up to be fantastic, actually. I think that's all we can do right now. But what we're going to do now, let me check the time on the video. 23 minutes. I think we can pull it off. I think we can make it happen. So I'm going to lift this guy. It might take me a few tries to find an applicable life crystal. But we're going to throw one down and make ourselves a Bowslinger. Haha.
Welcome to the Creation Crystal, Portal Master. Here you can create your very own Imaginator. First, choose a battle class. Each class uses a unique type of weapon.
There we are. Right, I went all the way the opposite direction. Fantastic.
Bowslinger Imaginators, are you ready to create?
We've seen that, so I'm just
Choosing a
going to
battle
cut to the
class
chase.
is a final decision.
Alright.
A new Bowslinger is born. Now, bring
Oh yeah, it's Sparkman version life. So, let's play with this, shall we? I've got the spreadsheet pinned out here, and life element Bowslinger. We're gonna have 8, 6, 8, and 8. Bet you didn't see that coming, right? That is identical to what we had with our Fire Bowslinger. we're not really going to do anything, but I will try once more to see if we can change the color scheme. We can't.
You can even create a custom color theme.
Okay, so literally you can't adjust that at all. If you could just change the color of that, it would be really helpful for us, but hey. Whatever, once again, right here, weapon, box stock, all we've got is a heavy-duty bow. It gives us +2 attack, and that's going to be universal across the board. So, let's get out of here, all right? Swing, wonderful. There's that. Oh, buddy, okay, I tell you what. 240, which, you know, hey, didn't see that coming, did you? Where we're going to have variation here, and this is a nice way to sort of bring back the Imaginator stuff. You can see Broccoli Guy over there. Does anyone remember when I showed you Broccoli Guy? Certainly what it looks like to me. I don't know about you, but right there, does that not look like Broccoli Guy? I tell you what. Hopefully Toys for Bob is cranking out a Broccoli Guy and Chill Bill 2-pack just in time for the holiday season. And that, I would be all about Broccoli Guy, man. That would just be ridiculous. So, we do actually want to go to powers, my apologies. So once again, all this stuff, your weapon power, same thing. Your secret techniques, exact same thing. Your soul gem, it's the exact same thing. Where you differentiate between air, earth, fire, life, magic, tech, undead, water, light, dark is going to be right here with your elemental power. Now, ideally, by the time we get done with our complete set of Skylander Imaginators Imaginator research, we might find combinations that play together beautifully. Like a Life Bowslinger might be amazing, but if these elemental powers would suit, say, a Smasher or a Brawler better than a distance range setup like a Bowslinger, we'll figure that out over time, and we can essentially come in and create what will be, based on the powers in our playstyle, the ideal Skylanders Imaginators. But let's come in here, and this is exciting stuff for me. We're going to look at the elemental power. I do not remember this at all with Reset Me. I have him set to the sheep, I remember that, but why did I never use the Vine Bloom? It's like mind-boggling to me. So, Elemental Power 1 is going to be Vine Bloom. We're going to press B to grow explosive vines. And then right here, Wool Over Your Eyes is going to be the next one. Wool over your eyes. Press B to turn it into a sheep, so enemies will not notice you. You should probably read that in the voice of Chompy Mage for the best effect. Elemental Power 3. This is going to be good. Poisonous Pestilence. Poisonous Pestilence. Press B to create clouds of poisonous gas. Very stealthy. Okay. So right here, if you harken back to the glory days of Skylanders, which in my opinion is SSA, this is camo. This is going to be sort of a stealth elf stump smash type of a thing. And what is our final one? Flower Power. Let's go ahead and pin that in. And it is press B to grow plants that damage your enemies. Can work with that. And that's really it. Everything else is going to be the same. So you do have the mastered version of the attacks. And again, basically by the time you fully come in and take an Imaginator just as we created it now to the point of being maxed out, you're going to need 19,400, which is pretty crazy. Let's not kid ourselves. And it's significantly more. It's about, what, 5,700 more than just a straight up Sensei would need to go from box stock to fully upgraded. But that is the plan for now. We've got a Fire Bowslinger. We've got a Life Bowslinger. I'm going to come in. I will probably go ahead and log damage numbers across the board up to level 5. And the reason I say that, what we determined from my previous installments is at level 5, that's where we want to create our research points. With the standard Skylanders, level 1 is ideal. With the Imaginators, you almost have to do level 5, because that's when you unlock your final elemental power. So instead of me having just tons of videos that take forever and tons of spreadsheets to upload eventually, we're going to come in and we will treat level 5 as our default position with all Imaginators that we create, because it's only at level 5 that everything is unlocked. The secret techniques, we come in here, you've got your prereqs of you got to defeat Doomlander, you've got to have a Skylander of that battle class. Soul Gem is simply locked away, and then what are the level 2 and level 4s? Oh yeah, right here. So knockback and target tag unlock respectively there. So basically, you're rewarded for progressing in the game, having Skylanders, defeating the Doomlanders of that particular class, and then level 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's sort of the logic behind it. What I am going to do now, while this video renders out at 3:13 in the morning, I'm going to come in, number 1, I'm going to get both of these characters cash, which that's also exciting because I've got a spreadsheet entry here where the Brawlers had a luck token of what? 6, correct? So these guys have 8, if I remember correctly. Yes. At a instance of 6, you get 515 for every single magic or location piece that you put on the Portal of Power. Luck 8 obviously is going to bump that up, and let's face it, we need it bumped up because we need a crud ton of cash here. So the perk is you do not, if you follow my format, you don't have to go straight to the 19,000. In fact, I don't even think all of the location pieces and magic items can get that high. I think they probably cap out somewhere around 15, maybe 16 if you're lucky. Granted, if you're using the traps, you could pull it off, but that's just kind of annoying. Let's not kid ourselves. And so I'm going to go ahead and get them cash, but you don't have to get it maxed out if you just want to throw a few down. If you're going to go ahead and take them to level 5, you're going to need to use them. My advice would be in the arena. And when you use them in the arena, of course, your reward primarily is in fact cash. And you just have to make sure that you don't exceed level 5, which is sometimes difficult to do. That's why I always kind of like to scale it and play very, very cautiously. Not just go in and wreck everything. I just kind of like to timidly take everything down so I can manipulate the game to the point that I want it to be at. But nonetheless, this was not a super exciting video for most of you, but if you're like me and you'd never created a Bowslinger or a Fire or Life character that you've really vested a lot of attention to, kind of a nice thing to amp you up. I have to say, this is something we can talk about. Number 1, and I really ought to make a standalone video. I'm curious as to what people think the ideal combinations are. Not, hey, I've created 16,000 different Imaginators, this is the perfect combination. I'm just saying, if Imaginators was coming out next week, and we knew the 10 elements, and we knew the 10 battle classes, and you could only pair 1-to-1, what would they be? Would it be an Air Quickshot, an Earth Smasher, a Fire Bowslinger, a Life Sentinel, or like where I say maybe an Earth Smasher? Would your Earth character be a Bazooker, which I think would kind of be cool, and then your Smasher would be like Undead or something? I want to make a standalone video. That's one of the things I had planned, so don't feel vested in that just yet. I'll make a standalone video on it, but something I do want to cover here and would like feedback on. Out of these two combinations, Fire Bowslinger and Life Bowslinger, Which one do you think flows better? I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I think it's fire. It just makes more sense to me. Life Bowslinger, I've got something cool planned. But even with that knowledge in my head, I've got to give the edge to fire. And in part, which of the elemental powers appeal to you more? For me personally, the fire stuff just looked freaking sweet, I've got to say. So I'm going to lean that direction again. I sort of wish I had more than 2 fire crystals, but I mean, that's, if YouTube provided the kind of revenue that it did a couple years ago, that would not be an issue. But right now, it's kind of just, it's like a hobby that you just have to do for the love of it, basically. And speaking of that, with work being as nutty as it was, I've got like a ton of the Mystery Case files recorded. I've got a couple more Arcacia, the Path of Light videos recorded. I've got a Wiisdom Plays Minecraft recorded. I typically edit that stuff over the weekend and then play a crud ton more. Didn't get to do that this weekend. So my apologies there. We might be shooting for a video a day here for the foreseeable future. Of course, if I ever get some time, I'll, make it happen and we'll get back to 2. And then this weekend is also looking kind of crazy for me. Might be having a friend come into town. But like I said, I mean, it's the back end stuff on YouTube. It's frustrating when people don't know you upload videos, like your subscribers and people that like actually still watch your content. And then it's very frustrating that people search for content like you create and don't find it. And then your channel growth and your subscriber counts and all that stuff. That stuff's, frustrating and annoying. But what really just burns me out is the BS on the back end. You upload a video and then they tell you it's not suitable for advertisers. And your GPG, just as clean, kid-friendly, family-friendly of a channel as can be, and you get slapped with that, and then you're not big enough to have it reviewed, and you could meet the view requirements if people actually knew you were uploading, which they don't, because the notifications suck, and then no one can find you in the searches anymore because the algorithm tends to favor uploads from NBC, ABC, and CBS over people that kind of built YouTube up, in the traditional sense. And then on top of that, you can request the review, and then eventually if they do actually do it, you get it overturned, and it's like, why was it flagged to begin with? And so I'm able to get these things overturned, like Minecraft and Stardew Valley and Skylanders or whatever get overturned. But it's like, why was it flagged to begin with, you nut jobs? And there's no explanation for it. It's just mind-numbingly inept, and that's extremely frustrating. But yeah, I will leave it at that. Again, my apologies, this isn't a fantastic video, but it's setting the stage. Again, we last did the Imaginator stuff, I think it was like the end of July, and we've done an air brawler and an earth brawler. And then, like I said, I did make an air bowslinger. I never did anything with it. I just created it and made a video, and I never edited it. It's still sitting there, and I'll probably just go delete it now to have hard drive space back. But if you didn't see those videos, I'll try to remember to link them. And the good news is I've settled on a better format. We're probably going to have multiple shorter videos as opposed to some hour-long marathon where we cover everything. And a lot of it will sort of be a recap type of a style. But I will take the time off camera to log things as best I can, levels 1 through 4. And then, of course, we'll begin at level 5 and go into our typical fashion you're used to with, say, Grave Clobber Base, Grave Clobber Path 1, Grave Clobber Path 2, so on and so forth. So, once again, my apologies about my voice. That's what happens when you work in the real world and you have to be up late doing hobbies or whatever. But, hey, make the most of it. Hopefully this sort of helps you out, kind of showcases what we've got coming. And like I said, I've got a lot of videos recorded. I just have not had time to edit them. And when I say I don't have time, I basically mean instead of me getting 4 hours of sleep in order to crank those videos out, I'd be getting an hour and a half or 2. And honestly, the way YouTube is, it's just not the trade-off of me not sleeping versus gaining nothing from my extra effort in terms of views, subscribers, or financial rewards is pointless. So if it was a deal where I could just grind and grind and grind and you're rewarded with more subscribers and views, I'd be all about getting that 2 hours of sleep instead of 4. But it seems like the more I do on YouTube, the more likely you are to lose subscribers, lose views, and lose ad revenue. It makes no sense. It's like the exact opposite of everything else in the world. So I'm just here to have fun, and like I said, I try to have 2 videos a day. I have for the most part this entire year, outside of like the hailstorm crisis when it was first happening. And that said, I'll take it in stride here, see what we can't do. But this is mainly just a setup video and to buy me time to have a proper video, which we will hopefully have out Thursday for Skylanders research. We'll start with Fire, and we'll just sort of set the tone there, see how people like the format, and adjust if need be. So that said, thanks for watching. Wiisdom.com is a website. SkylanderClub.com is a forum. I will eventually publish all of my spreadsheets there, and possibly on Wiisdom.com as well. Make sure you're following me on Mixer. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter, most importantly, because I will always tweet my videos. So if YouTube notifications suck, Twitter's doesn't, you can just go to my Twitter profile and see what I did that day. You can also find that on my websites. If you click YouTube and go to my videos tab, you should see it unless I stream it, in which case I'll probably push it down the list 3 weeks or so. That's what they do, and I ask them about it, and they tell me that's what's supposed to happen, and that's not really an acceptable answer, but I've just determined that they don't care. So what can I do? They won't let me fix their software for them, so we'll just run with they don't care, because that's all I can come up with. But like I said, if I do stream, I will tweet where it is, and we'll just take it from there. So as always, thanks so much for watching. If everything goes terribly wrong here, I'll probably start uploading the VidMe. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, this is kind of just me not having much time and needing to set this up. So while this renders, I'll be grinding away, getting cash, things along those lines. So stay tuned. Look forward to Thursday, and I hope I see you there. Adios.